Once again, Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota has drawn the ire of her colleagues on Capitol Hill. Omar pressured Secretary of State Antony Blinken to investigate human rights injustices by both Hamas and the Israeli security forces. Following the virtual exchange, she tweeted, "We must have the same level of accountability and justice for all victims of crimes against humanity. We have seen unthinkable atrocities committed by the U.S., Hamas, Israel, Afghanistan, and the Taliban." Her statement set off a firestorm of tweets, written and oral statements criticizing her stance. Many accused her of amplifying or implying anti-Semitism and grouping the U.S. with terrorist groups. A group of 12 Democrats even released a joint statement asking Omar to, quote, to clarify her statement. That prompted the Congresswoman to tweet the following: "It's shameful for colleagues who call me when they need my support to now put out a statement asking for clarification and not just call. The Islamophobic tropes in this statement are offensive. The constant harassment and silencing from the signers of this letter is unbearable." Democrats have no problem calling out Omar publicly whenever they disagree with her stance and opinions on the U.S. But Republicans have never gone after Marjorie Taylor Greene in the same manner. Although Marjorie Taylor Greene has literally stalked and harassed Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, has made statements comparing the House mask mandate to the Holocaust, and has committed several other egregious acts. Set aside whether you agree with Omar's statement or not, the underlying truth is that Democrats and Republicans live in two completely different moral and ethical universes. They are opponents in the game, but they are not playing by the same rules. Joining us to discuss is journalist Joan Walsh. Joan, thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure, Charles, except this is not a pleasure to talk about because Democrats are always being played on these terms.
Yes. So first, let's just take it head on. Let's talk about Omar's statement. She did come out later after, they turned down the volume here, and she clarified and said she wasn't trying to make false equivalency, and the other people who had submitted a statement saying let's not make false equivalencies. But what do you make of the point that there are real questions of whether or not the U.S. and the Israeli government has committed some human rights violations in their prosecutions of wars and conflicts?
Well, we have. That is just true. And that is what she said. And maybe she could have said it with more nuance. That's always what's being asked for, is nuance. A little bit more shading, or maybe this party is worse than that party. But the point to me is I think she was accurate, even if she got the emphasis wrong, because we have done those things. But the things that's really hard for me, Charles, watching all of this, is that Democrats are always being asked to answer for everyone in their caucus, all 218 or whatever, 220 in the House, all 49, whatever, 50, I hope, in the Senate. And that's just not really reasonable. And the way we know that is because Republicans don't have to do it. They don't have to do it. They don't have to ask, they don't have to answer for Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert or...
They pretend they haven't read the statement. They pretend they haven't heard the statement. They just avoid the question.
Right. Oh, I didn't read the tweet. I don't know. I haven't heard it. I was, with my family. And Democrats are always, having to caucus around, oh my God, this, semi-controversial thing happened and we have to deal with it. And that's just, it just creates this totally uneven playing field where they have people who are, perhaps people who encouraged the January 6th insurrection. And we have people who are trying to get some answers about what our support of Israel is doing to the Palestinians and whether there's any way to make us to bring us back to being, you know, people a country that's trying to play with both sides and be a level playing field and help those two countries or those two peoples
Yes.
get to a better place. And
Jo-
we gave
Joan,
that
quickly, I
up.
just want to ask you this question before we have to go. We have a minute left. What is it about Omar beyond the obvious, or is it just the obvious? That she is a brown-skinned woman, she is Muslim, she is immigrant, and she refuses to be quiet. Is there something else that I'm missing that makes her so much of the target?
I can't imagine. No, I mean, and I do think it's all those things, and it's also being Muslim, where they still think that even though they don't care about domestic terrorism, they're supporting people who killed some Capitol Police. They still think
Yes.
that trashing a Muslim woman is really good politics.
Joan Walsh, thank you so much. Hopefully, you'll be back soon and often. Great to talk to you.
I hope so. Great to see you, Charles.